the picture I had when I was watching animes before coming to Japan, then coming to Japan and experiencing them, and then maybe how I feel about them now. If you're liking this, we can make the second part. Thank you very much for watching. Today we talk about things I saw in the anime before going to Japan that I wanted to see and experience once in Japan. How the actual experience went, and do I still like that? Was I shocked? Have I changed my mind? Things like that. We talk about 3-4 topics today, and maybe in the future we'll talk about more. So stay tuned in this channel, and thank you very much again. All right, so about the topic, I have noted 10 points, actually 11 points, on things I came to Japan and I really want to check and see and experience by myself. And I can talk about how it was, what anime influenced that. And I can also say I'm still so excited about that. So something I really wanted to try coming here was I wanted to see onsens, like the hot springs, an anime that released a lot of, like, has so many hot springs, or at least that's what I saw in when I was growing up. And in this case, it's Love Hina. I don't know if you've heard from Love Hina, but basically it's this like many ladies living and one guy living in a ryokan like dormitory. And basically they have these hot springs, like this hot water tradition where you take a bath and like basically you shower, take a bath with other people. And something that was very interesting is that they're usually wearing like towels, sometimes even swimsuits, but and I wasn't sure, like, is this the actual tradition? And the thing is, it's not exactly. So the thing is, because of the anime, I'm guessing they have to cover for modesty the characters, but actually, when you go to the hot springs, it's in most cases separated by like female focus and male focus. You shower, and then you go to this like big bathtub with natural sometimes, or maybe sometimes like water that has had like some treatment, some like natural hot springs, or sometimes more like, oh, we have like it's just a big bath. It's very nice. It's hot. It's usually at 40 to 44 degrees Celsius. I see some things in the chat. Naked, yeah, it depends. It depends. I mean, it's like a bathtub. Some people actually use a towel, but they bring a towel with themselves to go from bath to bath. And usually they just cover themselves a bit. I mean, obviously, I just talk from the female experience. I've never been to a mixed onsen or bath situation. The most close I've been was to a spa that has also onsens, but then the mixed area you were supposed to wear swimsuits. So it was a mixed thing. But yeah, you have the towels as I saw in the anime, but people wear them like maybe in the head to have like tie the hair, or just to cover yourself when going outside area or inside area. And then obviously if you go outside to the lockers area again or baskets area, then you get dressed and you have your proper towel to actually get dry. Something important for onsens, you're not supposed to put your hair there, so you have to tie it up. And it was very nice. It was very nice to experience that. It was a bit of a struggle because I don't have very good eyesight right now. I'm wearing contacts, but I've never been like, especially in the past, I never wore contacts. And with poor eyesight and just information in Japanese about the procedure to how to deal with any elements of like, okay, there's a shower, but it's very narrow. Like, should I sit? But if I sit, how do I actually wash myself? There's like this shower head, but then also this like bucket. How do I use the bucket? So it was like really interesting, like trying to remember from all I've seen in the anime and then asking people in Japan, how do I use this? Is this like a pool? Do I swim in it? I don't think so. Even now, and now that I'm a bit more used to wearing contacts, if I wear them when I have a chance to go to an onsen, I really appreciate it better because usually these places are meant to be beautiful. So like you have like rocks, maybe you have a nice scenario of like nature, you have like trees on top if it's like an outside experience, or basically I know I will not like slip into something. Right now about schools, that's something else. Like you can also bring topics. Like I just have a list of things I can talk about that I look forward to. And right now I want to talk about schools. Schools. Okay, so you will see in the schools, like the type of lockers, the type of chairs. It's like from lovely complex like this, like the gymnasium. But you get the idea. If you're an anime fan, most likely you've seen some like shonen or shoujo anime where they are in the high school. And that's not easy to get to because, well, I was second university year, I believe. And then when I came back to Japan, I already graduated, so I didn't have many excuses to go to school. But within these 8 years or so, I managed to get into university and university class and various universities. I've been in the gymnasiums of primary schools, high schools, and middle schools, I think. In the class on the middle school for the university and the high school class, I was invited to talk about Spanish and learning different languages. Mine was like a very short experience, so I was in the teacher's position, just explaining some things. And it was very nice to have the students like somewhat interested, someone a bit scared of me of what I was trying to say, or maybe just bored. You know, students, they have feelings. So it was very nice to see like going through the lockers and putting like different shoes or things like that. So I could see the whole environment, and it really, really is like the animes. It really is just as you see the animes. I'm pretty sure they take pictures and just go with it. Like they're all very similar to each other. The uniforms, obviously, there's a very fantastical uniforms, but the classical ones like sailor type and so on, they're more or less like that. That's more about design, but the school itself, when they try to be realistic, usually it's just like that. I've been in plenty of gymnasiums when I was dancing in a group or for other events or things like that. But in terms of like high schools, primary schools, when I entered and what I saw, it's right like in the animes and mangas. Think about Lovely Complex, what you saw in Ranma or in Inuyasha, what you saw in Detective Conan, the ones I just mentioned from the anime, like it really is just like that. And I know for many people who didn't have the chance to enter, the outside also is more like that, like the bell songs, the chairs. And I'm guessing it's just that everyone or most people goes through that experience. There's many resources and many people who actually can draw it. Um, and then repeat even the scenes like the corridors, like the water thing is like up and down. Like if you've seen, I don't know, Karekano anime, I really wanted to see that, and it's not something that you can just go and visit as a tourist. On that subject, school uniforms. Okay, so clothes in general. Something I really like, but it's not like the anime exactly. Like it really depends on the anime. They are based on real things, maybe the sailor-ish style, but after they're not as short. However, when you see pictures of school uniforms, like ladies in Japan, and you may, or like male, like people in Japan wearing uniforms, it could be the official one. They're actually using it for the official matter, and even then they may modify it a bit. For example, the skirt they may like turn the belt side like this, basically turn it into some like places like this, so it turns shorter. Right, I've seen them do that. Same as like these like long socks that you can see in like animes like gals. There's like these like high old style. They were turned into like when you put them down, they become like this racked. Something that I also wanted to see when I came to Japan was tan tararan, kimonos. Basically, kimonos, yukatas, all the traditional clothes. These images from the new Kenshin. For example, like Inuyasha is wearing also like these traditional clothes. There's also variation of kimonos that, as we said, you can find them here, but they're usually for cosplaying purposes or like as a stylistic choice. But mostly, if you see kimonos and yukatas, they respect the most traditional sense, which is closer to this design that you're seeing here. It's something that I still enjoy wearing myself. When I graduated from my vocational school, like usually when you graduate from university or vocational school, you're around 20, right? Like 20 to 22. and you are supposed to wear something formal for that day. And something that's very classic is for female students to wear like the long sleeve kimono. In my case, I was wearing one of those that was borrowed by a friend. They dressed me on it, and it was really heartwarming and nice experience. Actually, my mom was there too. It was like very nice. And then there's the yukata, which is the one that you see in the animes where they will go to these close to the temple party events with like stalls and food, that's a matsuri. And you see more yukatas there. Mostly it's more women wearing them than males. And it's very cute. It's very nice. I really like seeing like the different designs. Again, it's interesting how many times they respect the same structure, the same silhouette, but then they are like modern designs, like the I don't know, polka dots in the pattern or things like that. Wearing a kimono and a yukata, it's not like in the animes. You cannot walk like very like big steps without it opening. You have to even actually learn to walk by clutching a bit of the clothes, things like that. I could talk about kimonos for a while. I'm really into it. It is like in the anime, yes, many times if they respect the traditional sense and historical sense of it, but there's also a lot of design and things involved that are in the anime as well. And there's more creative freedom in animes. Sometimes the kimonos are not even like they look like they're respecting the style, but actually you wouldn't see that. For example, the kimono should have like an opening in the backside, but it doesn't. Sometimes it's for creative purposes to simplify the design. Sometimes maybe they just the author drawing the character doesn't know how to like they don't know all the things and historical facts and all the things, so they just make mistakes. I mean, you're drawing the character however you want. Sometimes it will not be historically accurate, but then I mean it's an anime, like it's fiction, right? So yeah, the question is it like the anime? I'd say again, mostly yes, for the ones that are trying to be realistic and accurate historically. So I hope you like this one. As I received comments, we may do this like the same topic as today again, but other things. Like for example, we'll talk about foods. We'll talk about temples and architecture. We'll talk about types of flowers, like Japanese famous flowers, futons and tatamis. We'll talk about art supplies, matsuris again, shinkansens and bullet trains. We'll talk, like, I have a lot of topics we can talk about, so we can repeat today's stream with other things. So that was all for today. Thank you very much. Goodbye.